To Janimbai, and I'm from the Gambia Radio and Television Services, and it gives me the honor to be here this morning to chair the press briefing here at the Gambia Tourism Hospitality Institute. We've come a long way, so we will not be here to talk about all of that. We do know its history, but what is important is the relationship I have with this institution, and also hoping that it will grow from strength to strength. And having said that, I will now introduce the members of the top table. And from there, we will hand over the mic to the new managing Director General. They have a new Director General in the person of Momodou Lamine Singate. You'll get to hear from him shortly. Without much ado, I would like to introduce the members of the top table. And of course, beginning with the Director General, he is Momodou Lamine Singate. And on his right-hand side, we have Mr. Sheriff Conte, who is the Deputy Director General, DDG of the Gambia Tourism Hospitality Institute. We have Mr. Peter Mendy. Peter Mendy is the Head of Department, Research and Consultancy of the GTHI. And we have on my far right, we have Miss Fatima Singate. She is also, Fatima Silla rather. Domor La Bala, she's a Silla Kunda. So Fatima Singate is, also works at the research. She is a research assistant and also communications officer. And on my left, I have a gentleman called Mr. Salum Sise. He's an internal auditor at the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute. And last but not least, I have Miss Maimuna Diba. She's also a research assistant. And we'll give you the floor to briefly introduce yourselves in your media houses, because it's important that we know where you're all coming from. So then we will start the business of the day. So I'll hand over the mic back to you, and you will tell us who exactly you are, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you. Singate, of course, just a bit of background. We do know the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute, formerly called the Gambia Hotel, is actually Gambia's only hotel institution when it comes to hotelier and all of that. And it is important that it takes the lead. Like they always say, of course, we have GTHI, we don't have any other institution. And it's important upon them, upon their mandate to organize a food and beverage exposition that will be held from the 26th, 27th, and 28th, 3 days of an event. And on the 26th is going to be a conference. Of course, it has its own theme, which the Director General will be delving more into, and as to the reasons why, the target group, and all of that. And this is the first time that they're coming up with such an initiative, and we hope and pray that it grows, and they look forward to having it every year, inshallah. It depends on this pilot project. And I think it's important that we all put hands on deck to ensure that it becomes a success. And because when the institution grows, the Gambia grows and all of that. So I think it's important that we support this initiative. And this is where the role of the media comes in terms of giving it publicity and visibility that it needs. We do know, of course, yes, the money is important, but also what matters more is actually what you do for country and all of that. And I think it's really important. And you, as members of the press, my colleagues, you have demonstrated that this morning by coming forward and joining us here, of course, on the in our press briefing this morning. And we want to say thank you very much for coming. And I'll now hand over the mic to Mr. Singate, who will be telling us the reason why as to they're coming up with such an exposition, such an event, and also what they're actually looking forward to achieving at the end of the day, and basically the target and all of that, and what are we going to expect on, of course, the 26th, the 27th, and the 28th. So thank you very much, and of course I'll now hand over the mic to Mr. Singate. Thank you.
For that wonderful introduction. Leading the way to the opening of this very important event for us. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the staff and management of the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute. I have the singular honor and privilege to receive and welcome members of the press, a component of our society that is very key and important to this event. Like earlier mentioned by Fatu, we have an idea that we thought we need to share it with the general public. And by doing that, we believe that the press is very key in the dissemination of this information, and as a result of this morning's press briefing. You might all be informed adequately that the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute, if I may give a brief background of the institute, started as a small hotel school way back in the late 70s and early 80s as the Gambia Hotel School. The task and the mandate was to provide the required training for hospitality personnel. Is the mic working? So a brief background about the institute is that it started way back in the late 70s and the early 80s as the Gambia Hotel School, tasked with the responsibility of providing the human resource needs of the country, directly under the Ministry of Tourism and Culture as one of the departments. With the advent of time, we know tourism is dynamic. There had been the need to transform the school into what is now the Tourism and Hospitality Institute. Now, the objective of this transformation was to ensure that the Institute is able to adequately respond to the increasing demands of the tourism sector. By that I mean the service industry that will be required to be able to cater for our ever-growing tourism sector. We know that tourism is a very important economic activity for the country as a developing country, and the government has seen the need to position or reposition the destination as a destination to be reckoned with. Now, this goes along with a lot of efforts and activities and programs, and the institute that had been transformed is tasked with the responsibility of providing the human capacity of the sector. Now, the transformation is aimed at realizing that we are able to train professionals at a higher level of qualification, certificate, diploma, and advanced diploma from the traditional training programs that we used to have during the days of the hotel school at certificate level. Now, the Institute with the transformation is now poised to provide training at more advanced level and at diverse qualifications, professional qualifications like housekeeping, food and beverage service, culinary arts, food and beverage and nutrition. Now, this has also come along with a lot of challenges because every expansion comes with its own challenges. And these are some of the challenges that we are trying to address with this event. Now, trying to link the event with the mandate of the Institute, the Food and Beverage Expo comes up with a theme, Taste of the Gambia, a green culinary journey through local flavors. Taste of the Gambia, a green culinary journey through local flavors. This is the theme for this year's Food and Beverage Expo. Now, this is the first edition, and there are plans to have it as an annual event, and it goes along with a junior chef competition, meaning that in addition to the conference and the food expo, we have different catering institutions that are also looking up to the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute as the parent institution that is providing training in various disciplines. So we have tried to bring on board some of these institutions to come in and participate in a junior chef competition that is scheduled to take place on Friday, on the first 2 days, Friday and Saturday, and then the final winner will be announced on the closing day of the ceremony. Now, this initiative is led by our research and consultancy department under the leadership of Mr. Peter Mendy. They have the details of the activities from the 26th, 27th, and the 28th of the month. And we will give them the opportunity to go into those details of the events to inform the general public about what they should be expecting during these periods. But most importantly is the is the conference that is going to happen on Friday, where we will be expecting distinguished Gambians to come and deliver papers on the theme, Taste of the Gambia, a green culinary journey through local flavors. So we have an outline of about 5 resource persons that will be here on Friday from 10 o'clock in the morning to deliver papers on different topics, but under the same theme. And the rest of the day will mark the beginning of the Food and Beverage Expo, and then it continues on Saturday and Sunday. But like I said, the details of the program will be available from the Director of Research and Consultancy, Mr. Mendy, who had been working with his team tirelessly to be able to bring this program together. And we are very happy that we have dedicated partners like the members of the press that are here with us today to get this message and information across to the general public. Now, we want everybody to see this event as a national event. That is because we as a government institution under the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, with our mandate to not only to provide professional training for the tourism and hospitality sector, but also to encourage healthy eating and the use of our local products and ingredients in providing the unprecedented culinary experience that our visitors would be expecting whenever they come to the Gambia. Now, the best way to do this is to introduce menus and recipes in our curriculum so that people that will be graduating from the school as cooks and food artisans will be able to go into the industry with these ideas and concepts, and they will be able to translate it into standardized recipes and menus that can be served in our hospitality facilities. This is one of the ideas and it's one of the concepts why the management is giving all the support and encouragement that this program requires. We also want to inform the public that we are not doing this in isolation. We are organizing this in collaboration with the Gambia Hotel Association. They would have been represented in this press conference this morning, but I think their representative is running late. Also in collaboration with the Gambia Chefs Association, I think we will see a lot of their members during the Food and Beverage Expo. We are also doing this in collaboration with Bakadaji Hotel, one of the newest hotels that had just been established and owned by a Gambian. So the general idea is to try as much as possible to source local ingredients and come up with local recipes that we can be able to sell to visitors that will be visiting the country, that will be staying in our hotels. And we believe that this is going to create the necessary awareness and the need and the concept to be promoted not only within the school but also outside the school in various hotels that our students will be sent to do their attachment and eventually to be employed. On that note, I don't want to take the lion's share of this time. We are running against time. I want to invite the members of the team to also share the little experience or the little information that they have to share with you. And from there on, probably we will open the floor for clearing any doubts or questions that may come from the members of the press. On that note, I hand over the mic to Fatou Janimbai. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, DG Singate. A round of applause for Mr. Singate, please. Thank you very much. And like he said, just to buttress on one or two points that he raised, basically is to encourage healthy eating, because at the end of the day, we all want to live very long lives. I want to live up to 100 years, inshallah, but it depends on, of course, what I eat, what I consume. And I think that's very, very important. And also he did mention, of course, about partner. Partnership is very key in whatever one does. And the partners he did mention are the Gambia Hotel Association and, of course, the Gambia Chefs Association, and basically is to promote what is Gambian, and I think that's very, very important at the end of the day as far as this exposition, food and beverage exposition, is actually concerned. At this juncture, rather. All right, at this juncture, I have the singular honor and the privilege to invite Mr. Peter Mendy, who is the head of Department Research and Consultancy. Of course, we do know, like the DG said, they conceived the idea, and then of course here we are talking about it, and of course we're having it on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I think it's important to hear from them, and of course to break it down for the members of the press as to what exactly is the food and beverage exposition, what Gambians to expect when it comes to the day. Mr. Mendy, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Fatou Janembe, for that wonderful, coordination.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, DG Singate, for the wonderful overview of GTHI, Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, our dear journalists, welcome to Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute. Indeed, it has been a very, very short notice, but the response from you guys is really overwhelming. We thank you very, very much for your coming.
Thank you.
Yes. So, welcome to this press conference today, where we invite you to talk on or to highlight on the forthcoming Food and Beverage Expo 2023. Like DG Singate mentioned, the theme for this year, or for the event, the expo, is Taste of the Gambia, a culinary journey through local flavors. And then the idea has been developed or initiated by the research department of the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute, because part of our mandate as a research institution is to come up with concept ideas that is geared towards promoting healthy recipes, re-engineering our local recipes, our local food to meet international standards. So, and then we believe, like as a hospitality institution or institute, Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute has a very, very key role to play as far as food and beverage consumption is concerned in the country. So, the objective of this event is to provide a rare platform opportunities for food and beverage businesses, food and beverage producers, catering institutions as well, and all food lovers, and to come on board and showcase their products and services. Because as we all know, there has been other trade fairs, other food festival, but of this nature, it's like this is the first of its kind. So Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute, we are very, very happy to come up with this rare opportunity to give to all food enthusiasts, all food lovers, all food businesses, the opportunity to come and network, share ideas, learn from each other, especially among the catering schools, because we know there are a lot of catering schools in the Gambia, and they need to come, and they should not be operating in isolation. So we believe that this is a very good opportunity to bring them on board, to learn from GTHI, and also we learn from them. Of course, we'll be inviting top chefs in the country to come also. So this is also going to provide an opportunity to learn from these experienced chefs. Also, the objective is to link, producers with the industry, and the only way to do this is through food. So, like Fatou Janembe says, for us here at GTHI, food is life. I don't know how you guys see food, but for us, food is life. And then maybe you can go and give a thought of this and say. So now we believe that we have a role as a research department to really, because we know it's going to take, it's hard to break the barrier. We believe that over time we'll definitely going to be where we want by making sure that we eat what we grow and grow what we eat. I mean, trying to focus now on local produce. Now, if you go to other countries, they consume their cuisines. They eat what they grow. But if you look at the Gambia, we are more into the KFCs, the McDonald's, what is like European. Like, we always have these stories, and I like to share this. If you, maybe anybody goes to the restaurant, people are more comfortable or feel it's more trendy or classy to order a beef lasagna or a spaghetti bolognese than to order domoda with finde. They will tell you that I've been eating this in my home. This is not what we want. Now, last time, I think it was November, I went to Ghana for this conference. It was also a similar thing, invited by the Safe Association. In Ghana, what they produce, they promote their local foods only. Top class restaurants, their menus, everything is around local. And they have a team, like a saying like, eat Ghana, wear Ghana, feel Ghana. So they are coming, they are growing, and we are loving it, even in their movies. So yeah, we can do the same or even better. So this is the starting point, and we thank you very much for coming. And then together we believe that we can surely be there. So thank you very much, and yeah.
Thank you.
Is Mr. Peter Mendy, Head of Department Research and Consultancy at the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute. And the Deputy Director General will also want to shed a bit of light on what he has said, and then from there we'll open the floor to, yes, the question.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Fatou, for that wonderful coordination of the activities. Thank you, the Director General and members of the high floor, as well as our friends and colleagues, the media houses. My own is going to be based on experience, like Mr. Mendy just said from the last speaker. Equally, the purpose of this thing is just to promote local cuisine. And I also share with you some of the short stories which are very much in other countries. Last December 2022, I was also in Sierra Leone. I was there for 2 weeks. And this is a country which are gradually trying to develop their tourism. But guess what? They're developing it locally. Their cuisine is local. I was there for 2 weeks with one of my colleagues. What I can share with you, I've been eating potato leaf and cassava leaf throughout. No fish and chips, no hamburger, nothing. Yeah. So I feel that this is also the right time for Gambians to also go local. It's not only benefiting in terms of health-wise, it's benefiting everybody. It's also going to benefit also our local producers, the women gardeners, and all these things. So even in terms of supply chains, the turnaround process is going to be very minimal in this sense, which means that instead of having a lot of waste at the market with their vegetables, hotels, restaurant owners, establishment, not just directly, contract these people, and we have what we call a healthy eating habits. Equally in China, which some of you may know, they have their favorite called hot pot. If you go to Japan, they have what we call sushi. So I think tourism, like as a dynamic, industry, is moving. It's changing every now and then. So we also want to follow the same trend and also equally more, change over. So in that change, we bring in this concept through our research and consulting department that they want Gambians to be eating healthy, so that, like Fatou just said, she wants to live for 100 years, and I think everybody there also want to live 100 years equally. So that's just I want to put across so that you understand that the benefit of this is just all to raise awareness on our local cuisine. Like Mr. Manager said, if you go to this restaurant, everybody wants to have the fish and chips, the chickens and all these things. Please, I'll advise all of you, let's go local. Let's go local, let's give it a try and see how it's going to look like. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sharif Quante. He is the Deputy Director General of the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute. Thank you very much, and I like that. That should be the takeaway message for me. Let's go local. It's very, very important. Let's just, we all can do it at the end of the day. When all the sister countries are doing it, all the sister African countries are doing it, why not us? Why not the Gambia? And I think it's very, very important at this juncture. And then she will be our last speaker before we invite the members of the press. I have the honor to introduce Ms. Maimuna Diba. She is Fatima.
Yes.
Oh. I beg your pardon.
Everyone, I just want to say thanks to everyone. Thank you to everyone that is here today. And it's an honor to speak even though I wasn't expecting to talk. I'll take you through our concept note. So this concept note was developed by the research department 2 months ago, and then we decided to embark on this journey. It was a hell of a ride, should I say, but then we are here finally. And the theme that we chose for this year's Expo is Taste of the Gambia, a green culinary journey through our local flavors. So we're in partnership with the Gambia Hotel Association and Chef Association of the Gambia, and also Bakadaji Hotel. And during the Expo, we will be having a conference that is the 26th of May on Friday. That is when we will be having the conference. So this conference is basically to raise awareness on the importance of going back to local to discuss the theme. We will be having experts to come and talk to the public and also people about the importance of going back to local, that is embarking on a green culinary journey through our local flavors. We are trying to promote the taste of the Gambia. We are trying to promote our findis. We are trying to promote our benechins, our ebe, so that it can reach the international standard. And we are also expecting international chefs as well to be in attendance on Friday. And if any media house wants to attend as well, you're free to come. And we must say that you're all invited to attend. Not the conference. Yeah, the conference is open to all media houses, even though it's strictly on invitation for the public. During the expo, we'll be having different sections. We'll be having the beverage section and the food section. So during on the beverage section, we will have the tropical island. That is where we'll be having the fresh fruit juices to be on sale, and also the local juices as the wonjo, the baobab, the ditah, and all the juices as well. So the food section, we'll be having the blow my mind section. This is where you have things, I will just take an example of the Tamala Fish Market, where you go and do your shopping and they will prepare it for you. We will be having the other cuisine section. In as much as we are promoting Gambian cuisine, we do not want to exclude international cuisines, like the grilled chicken, so we can have it in, because not everyone will prefer, even though we are trying to promote it, we might not force everyone to go in for those local food stuff. We'll be having the pastry and ice cream section. So the pastry, we'll be having snacks, Gambian snacks, local snacks, and we are having the ice cream section. We all know now that we are having the wonjo ice cream, the baobab ice cream as well. So these are all, this is what we call food fusion, infusing our Gambian flavors into international cuisines. We'll be having the vegan dishes. Lately, according to research, we are having a lot of Gambians embarking on the vegan lifestyle. So we do not want to exclude them during the expo, and that is why we are bringing in that section as well into the. And we are having other side events as well. We are having face painting for kids. We'll be having bouncy castle for family members that will want to attend. And we are also having a culinary competition, that is junior chefs competition, where we will be bringing in different culinary schools to come and compete. Aside from that, we're also expecting to have entertainment from the Bright Stars Entertainment, and also other side entertainments as well, the comedians that might want, and my time that, you know, we will want to entertain the crowd as well, even though we are shy. We are targeting small and medium-sized enterprises, restaurants and hotels during the expo. So the type of products to be available is basically Gambian food, and with a mixture of other cuisines as well. We'll be having networking amongst vendors, because it's not all about the money and the business. We're trying to create that linkage between businesses from the suppliers to, as we call it here at GTHI, from farm to fork. That is what we are trying to do. And so from there, our result is to at least expose businesses, and then also the main aim of the exposition is to promote the Gambian cuisine as well. So this is what I have to tell you on the concept note. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Fatima. And Ms. Diba, would you like to share some few words before we open the floor? Thank you very much, Fatou Bai. She's been someone I've been looking up to since I was a child. So when she comes on the TV, I tell my mom I want to be like her someday. So thank you very much. Thank you, management and staff of GTHI, for making it possible to have this here today. And the members of the press, it's been like at the 11th hour, and we communicated and you answered. This means a lot to us, because you've shown us that it's not about the money, but it's national duty. And we are very grateful, and thank you very much. Like everyone has said, my director, my deputy director, my boss, my HOD, my colleague here, Fatmata and Fatou Bai, has already thrown light to why we are here today. So it's an exposition like no other, first time in the Gambia. It's the food and beverage exclusively, where we would come, communicate, interact, network, and learn from each other. So this is a platform where you can share ideas, business plans, and we can know, like, if you have a business, if someone needs something, this is where you go. So we also trimmed it down so that there's not much of a competition like the trade fair. Like, if you're selling one thing, we want each other, all of us to buy from each other, not everyone selling the same thing. The idea is to taste the diversity in Gambian cuisine. So it's very important for everyone to come on board and taste our delicacies, our indigenous cuisines. This is beautiful. When I was back in Kenya, we introduced the domada. They have something similar from Uganda. It's called the G-nut soup, but there's nothing like the domada and the finde. We introduced the ngala, which is all coming from the groundnut, which was great, and they have millet, but they've never had porridge, mono, before, and we introduced that to them, and we had chakri too, which was a great aspect on our side. And the chicken yassa, you have onions and you have the chicken. What can you do with it to bring a little touch of Gambian? And from now on, we're proud that our term 5s have included a Gambian cuisine as their final year project, which is great, and I am glad that I'm corresponding with them all the time, that they're introducing Gambian in their cuisine. So it's like representing Gambia in Kenya. If I can do that with my team, because it was a team of 10, so we can do the same in Gambia. So we are calling out for everyone to support this initiative, and this is a pilot program, but I know we are going to make it, and we are going to, it's here to stay.
We will have it annually and will be bigger and better every year. Thank you very much. I'll be here for all your questions.
We hope that it works out well, and inshallah, God will not disappoint us. So at this juncture, we would like to open the floor, taking your questions. Probably we'll take 3 questions at a time or 5. Introduce yourself, tell us which media house you're from, and then you can pose your question. And Fatima, Ms. Diba, and the Deputy Director General and the DG, of course, will be here to answer all of your questions. Yes, we can start.
International standard. He uses purely Gambian products and he puts it there to the international standard. We're talking about food fusion. If we have the domada and it's presented to you differently, you will be eager to taste this domada in a restaurant. We mostly have it at home with rice. So the findi is very rare. How many households have findi in their houses, and do you consume domada with findi? So you can also consume your domada with couscous, but depending on how you present it to that person. So like he said, he has been in Sierra Leone. So they have embraced their local cuisines. Wherever you go, even in Kenya, they will sell their ugali to you. When you are there, even if you're not Kenyan, when you get there, the first thing you'll be like, I want to taste their ugali and their chapati. Because this is something that they've been putting out there, and no matter what, you're in a haste to taste it, even though it's not good. Yeah. So it's something that helps out in representing your country. They will sell it out to you in a way that you will love it. You would love it and appreciate it. So first is we need to embrace our local food and also sell it to the international market. So people don't only travel to the Gambia because it's the smiling coast of West Africa and we have the triple S to represent us, but they should travel to us because of food destination. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. And the DG.
We call it DG and Nemina. With respect to the gentleman's question, it's going to be very difficult, like you said, but then I think that is one of the very reasons why this school is in existence. And the DG has mentioned about some brief history about the school here. And for me, on my part, I would also want to use this opportunity to tell the public that, the school, which is GTHI, is not only here to develop students or develop human capacity for the hotels and the restaurant industry, but we are looking into the future where chefs will be developed from here, where restaurants, waiters and waitresses will be developed here, but not only for the industry, but also for individuals and their residents. Because times are coming now that individuals need people in their homes, waiting them to do some of these self jobs, room attendance and stuff like that. So, and I'm calling on everybody, all the Gambians, just to take this school as a serious school, such that sending your kids here to develop or to learn some skills here, and then it will be better, it will pay off. Coming back to the issue of this domoda, what the DG was saying, standardization of presentation, standardization of the preparation, those are very key and fundamental, because you gave me domoda at my house, I'll eat it. You gave domoda to somewhere else, probably I'll eat it. But that's because of the quantity of the dege that you put in. It looks so high up, so that I will be able to eat it from somewhere else. So that standardization of preparation and standardization of the presentation are what this school is teaching people to learn and then go forward to go on and then work them on. So for me, it's not about this particular food expo only, but at least to look at the bigger picture of having the education to be, at another level in terms of culinary, in terms of restaurant management, in terms of room divisions or room management. So this is very important. So I think this food expo is one component, then the next component will surely come as this school is here to stay. Thank you.
lu am maana la léegi comme Fatou Diané bi nu mu ko waxee rek 100 years d'abord am na dina yow nga ne amul waaye man
am
ma ne
na de
am na
waaye yombut waaw yombut.
yomb na de soo ko buggee dunda the main thing loo war a def mooy wécci sa comme looy
lekka
jox sa bopp lépp di ngaa lekka wàññi diw gi wàññi fëriñ bi pat bi ay yooyu noonu léegi ñun GTHI xam nañ ne am nañ wargal am nañ mandate boo xam ne nii xam nañ ne dina métti lool waaye foog ñu starté somewhere understand foog ñu start somewhere loolu moo tax ñu am this research department léegi research department for exemple emut si GTHI rek dañoo jokkoo ak hotel industry bi already start nañ partnership with hotel association Gambia State Association so whereby dañoo develop like hotel si dañoo comme like hotel si for exemple soo demee Sénégal for exemple am nañ like African corner nga dem Kombo bi tam am nañ African corner so léegi li nga wax nii naka la ñu defee loolu ba am mix of hotel boo dem loolu la fekk am ko dañoo engage hotel association fii la ñoo ñëw ñoom ñu wax seen members si hotel bi lii mooy demand bi from the people whether we like it or not ñun Gambien ni ñun ñoo dee toppa lu tubaab yi da waaye tubaab yi ñoom ñun lu ñoo bañ ñoom loolu lañu soxla so léegi dañoo def in such a way that hotels yi dinañ provide local corners ñi nga am sa international pour ñoo xam ne nii they still want to taste their cuisine but then there will always be this thing African corner an African menu standardized African menu comme gars yi ni ko waxee ci si hotel yu nekk so loolu lañ tànk yooyu lañ jërëjëf
bu mag ci li nga xam ne noonu la ñoo tasaare xibaar yi pour mu àgg ci nit te li nga wax ni wóor la ci mention na di demee Sierra Leone ci hôtel bi mu nekk kële mention na di demee Kenya ci hôtel bi man suma ko am naa expérience kii Ghana Sénégal man just few months ago ci hôtel bi ma nekk cere mbuum we were together cere mbuum cere baasi ci hôtel bi ñu nekk ceebu jën loolu laajte ñu jox la den mu nekk lu tiis mu nekk loo xam ne doy na xelaat su fekkee ne loolu moo xelaat yi fu mu nekk nii yeneen réew yi lu tax ñun amuñ ko fi so loolu bokk na ci li nga xam ne moo tax ñuy def lii te li tax ñu boole ci hotel association ak chef association mooy pour ñu ñëw am benn plateforme boo xam ne dañoo am opportunité bi pour nit yi wone parce que exposition bi dafa génnee lu bari di nga gis fii nit ñi isi fi ay dish yoo xam ne nit ñi fàtte nañ ko woon so boobu benn jéego la one step la so hotel association bi ak hotel chef association bi tam li tax ñuy ñëw mooy pour ñu xool lan la nit yi gis ñu xool ñooñu naka lañ ko préparé later this year hotel school bi ñu ngi def lu ñoo wax curriculum development ñu ngi review suñu curriculum pour li ñoo jàngale local dish dafa war a bokk because li ñoo jàngale fii xale yëpp mooy li ñoo toogee toogi tubaab so su fekkee ne bugga noo ñoo wecci su fekkee ne bugga noo ñoo change dimension foog ñu start di leen ko jàngal fii so curriculum boobu moom lañ bëgg a start pour développer later this year nga xam ne ñi nga xam ne dañoo ñëw next year pour enroll fii duñ em rek pour jàngal leen because suñu waxee ne tam dañ bëgg a ñuy togga yooyu ci hôtel si ñi liggéey foofu ndax mun nañ ko ndax munuñ ko even suñ ko munee ndax standard bi ñu wax loolu nañ koo defaree or not so dañoo développe curriculum bi fii boo xam ne suñ fi ñëwee dañoo jàng naka la ñoo préparer international cuisine but also dañoo jàng naka la ñoo préparer local cuisine bu ko defee suñ demee ci hôtel si ñu mun ko faa practice waaye lu nekk ndànka la foog mu am fu moo starté fi mu njëkk a starté mooy to create awareness ñëpp xam ne there is the need for it bu ko defee ñu move in the implementation so implementation bi mooy ñu organise lu mel nii te bëgg nañ di ko def at bu nekk every year dafa ñëwaat ñu organise lu mel nii ñu invite stakeholders yi public bi ñëw hotel association bi ñëw chef association bi ñëw ñu seet lan la nit yi gis as part of our local dishes ñu seet lan ci yooyu moom lañ ci mën a taana pour dugal ko ci suñu curriculum bi bu ko defee mboolem ku ñëw fii rek di nga mën a jàng both international ak local
Thank you very much, Musa, once again. The question is going to answer. The question is
I'll come back to the question.
I'll add on to my director. So when he asked about steps that we're going to use to encourage students using our local ingredients, we have a project that is ongoing. It's called the Roots Project. They have a lot of farms and gardens around. So one of the initiatives, like my director said, we are going to do a curriculum review. So part of that is, like we said, from the farm to the fork. So we want students to see from the producers directly where they produce stuff, the ingredients, how it is being processed, and how it gets to our kitchen, and how we process them and we produce it for it to be finally on the table. So these are things that will encourage students to have a food product knowledge on things that we're using. At home, we are being taught how to cook. But most of this product knowledge is the problem, because we learned that, okay, you just put the geja to make it soft. But then why do we put it there? What is the main reason? What does it add? What are the nutrients, or what is it going to add to this person's diet? This is everything we need to know about product knowledge. So it helps from the farm. And myself, when I was growing up, I joined a lady around my household, my neighborhood, to go to the garden. Before, I just do it for fun, but now I see the reason why we should. Because when you have a small space at your back, you can easily throw tomatoes there, or kucha. Kucha is very Gambian, you know, and pepper, black chili peppers. We can have them at our backyards, and these are things we can grow, and eventually having other things like beans and other sweet peppers and all. So just like Yusundur sang for Senegal, the lady was like Chebujin in restaurants. He sang for Plan National, Chebujin. So what is stopping Gambia from having the Plan National as Domoda, the Nyankatang, the Kucha? The Bright Stars did very well for coming up with Ranghabisa, but these are more initiatives to come around to promote our local food. Because providing Gambian dishes in the hotels, like my director said, we are here to train the students. So the Chefs Association and the Hotel Association are our partners. When the students leave this place, they meet chefs in the hotels. And those hotels, we are partners with the Hotel Association. So when they have a Gambian corner somewhere, so these students will come and train under a chef, and the chef has an idea to promote this local cuisine. So as time goes on, when you're growing up, you're not used to a certain kind of food. But when you keep trying it, you will fall in love with it. So let's try to embrace this idea. The white people are tired of the English breakfast. So when we come, let's introduce our food to them. So let them travel because of our food, not because of our beaches. So it's very important to promote that, and I'm glad that the Ocean Bay Hotel, they have the mada in their menu, chicken yassa in their menu. And of course, there's a lady that came to me and was like, I am just seeing everything continental. Are you not having your chicken yassa? I want chicken yassa. I said, of course, we're having it on the menu tomorrow. And that is very important, because when they see their own cuisines, they want to see Gambians standing out, and we need to sell it as much as possible. So I thought it was a part of a responsibility to introduce Gambian cuisine in Kenya, because these are things that we need to do as Gambians. Wherever we go, we need to fly our cuisine high, our flag high, so people know about us. Thank you very much, and we are hoping to see all of you at the conference and during the expo. So the tickets are $100 for adults, $50 for children, and on the fives are free. So we have bouncing castles and face painting as a side attraction, and of course the inter-school competition. This is very important because this is the first time since the 90s, we haven't had all the catering schools under one umbrella. And they're looking forward to GTHI because they believe that GTHI is the mother institute for all catering schools, and they are happy to interact, to take part. It's not about winning, it's about networking, it's about learning from each other and building up MOUs and collaboration for future projects. Because they told us when we met some of them, we have up to certificate level, and we can build that collaboration with you guys, then we can go all the way to the diploma level, because this is an institute that has all the way to advanced diploma level. So we are happy to receive them, and we are happy that this is happening this year, and we will have everyone, all the people that have not been seen, the catering schools that have not been heard, will be seen and heard during this competition. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you all, and thank you, Party General.
Ms. Liba, very impressive. And of course, we're almost at the tail end of the press conference. Any other questions? Any other questions? Comments? Suggestions? Comments?
Okay. Reality is true, but that is not the case with GTHI. Huh?
Yes, of course.
You come here, you eat a 3-course meal, European, $300, Gambian, $150 for lunch. Huh? Wonderful. So that is one of the efforts that we are doing. To, when you come in our restaurant, European 3-course meal, $300, Gambian, $150. So you want to go to Gambia,
Yes.
So this is one of the things. But what is responsible for this is mainly because also it is more difficult to source local ingredients. That goes also to show that there is not the linkage between agriculture and tourism in this country. Because if you want to buy a crate of egg, for example, the local is costing $290. The imported is costing $230. So you see, even the local grown rice is more expensive than the imported. So these are some of the things that we have to look at and try as much. And I think what is responsible for that is also the volume, because the volume of clientele that the imported goods will attract will be high. So in that case, they can bring their price down. And in the case of the local products, the volume is low, and that takes the price higher. So I think if we all focus on buying local, that will also increase the volume of patronage, and the demand will be high, and that will bring the price also down, because then the profit margin will be limited, but it will be multiplying. It will have a multiplying effect. So, but everything we start, one at a time, step by step, and inshallah we'll be there. Yeah. Thank you.
We have come to the end of the press conference. If we don't have any more questions, we will draw the curtains and say thank you to, of course, Mr. Mohamed Lamin Singate, Director General of the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute.
Yoddu sa xat te quality jasna ñoo yor seen cumbukaay tur day uyu borom jasna pire soo ko bëggee fii si biir Gambia bi dawal foofu sa quality jasna your number 1 stop shop. Ana sama jigéen ñi dama bëgg ngeen jox ma seen nopp garme yi ndaxte quality jasna amal nañ leen ay til yu toj daala poos abaya yu yiiw waaye it amal nañ leen ay boreda yu rafet boreda yoo xam ne pour góor ñi la ak pour jigéen ñi. Amal nañ leen body scrub yi nga xam ne nii dafay defar seen yaram bam nice white fàttewuñ fa diw yi. Ana sama jeeg yu pare yi quality jasna amal nañ leen fa andi cuuraay yu neex house spray ak bépp xeetu baax pour seen biir néeg. Dama ne atum ren ji ku sa jëkkër mere ku ne yow la neex ndaxte quality jasna ñëw na si dëkk bi pour defar sëy yi. Makeup artist yi bàyyi leen gannaaw. ñu ngi leen fa amal ay makeup product yu quality waxu leen léegi nii foofu sa Westfield jàkkaarloog monument bi wala nga jokkoo quality jasna si 250 0124 ak quality jasna taaral sa bopp taaral sa néeg waaye it bégal sa alaaji aas